What does that even mean, Bauer's Game Corner?
Ahoy there, YouTube! I'm back again today for another game review. And today I will be reviewing Battle of the Sexes from Imagination. This is for 2 to 8 players, ages 12 and up, and it doesn't have a time listed on it, but I will tell you we finished one game in 2 minutes, and it'll take you probably about 20 minutes to play the game. On the front, we've got some nice colorful artwork of a man and a woman with their respective, not guns, but drill and blow dryer ready to attack or do whatever they're going to do with it. And on the back, we have some mock questions, some nice little artwork from the game, and also what you're going to get inside of the game, which I always appreciate when they post that. It looks like a pretty bland little party game. Is it? I don't know. Let's open it up and find out. All right. Inside of Battle of the Sexes, let's take a look at what you're going to get inside. First and foremost, you're going to get your little rule booklet, and it is little. It is one page, one-sided, full color. It's a nice little rule book, though. It'll tell you exactly how to play this game. This is a party game, so it is a very, very simple game to learn, a very simple game to play, and you probably won't use that more than once when you first take out the game. You're also going to get your pawns, which will symbolize your people moving across the board. Each player will get 2, so there's 16 pawns in there. There's 8 for the girls and 8 for the guys. And they're plastic, they're serviceable, they're perfectly average pawns. You're going to get your cards, which you're going to have places to set in the middle, and there are male cards, and then female wild cards, and male wild cards. The wild cards will let the females, they'll give females special bonuses, so it's there's a blackout, and you run a candlelit bath for 2. Advance 2 spaces. But if a male lands on the female wild spaces, bad things will happen. You rent the entire collection of Rocky movies for your big night in. Miss a turn. Yes, this is slightly a sexist game, if you couldn't tell. Also, the male and female questions are very much skewed towards what the game creators thought men should know and what they thought women should know. So the female questions will have questions about American Idol and cooking and baking and other sexist things like that, where the male ones will have things about like war movies and how to change oil in the car and what else? Just other male-centered things in the male cards. The board itself, I really did like the board. The board is very nice. I like the artwork on the board. And let's go over mock hands so you can see exactly how this game works. For this one, we're just going to do a 2-player game. First, though, I would like to say the box says you can play 1 to 8 players. I understand how you can play a 2 through 7 player version of the game. However, I have no idea how you could possibly play a 1-person version of this game. I don't know if you'd read the questions to yourself, but the problem with that is the answers are right on the bottom. So I really don't know how they can advertise this as a 1-player game. But that's neither here nor there. So for this, we're going to do a 1v1, one-on-one. So you're going to start 1 pawn on the female symbols right here, and 1 on the male symbols. And you're going to flip a coin to see who goes first. So if the male goes first, then they are going to take 1 of their male cards, which will have 3 questions on the back. Now you want to ask the females the question that you think they are going to get wrong. So, because if they get it right, they will get to move forward 1 space. If they get it wrong, they won't get to move forward any spaces. And I'll just give you some of the questions that you would see. So, for instance, this one says, what basketball star fought Arnold Schwarzenegger and Conan the Destroyer? And the answer is Wilt Chamberlain. So, if the women got that correct, they would move forward 1, and then the men would have to ask them another question off the back of this card. If they get that correct, then they get to go ahead another one. If they get the 3rd question, then they get to go ahead another one. And since they're on a wild space, which are right here, they immediately draw a female wild card, which will say something good. You turn up at his place wearing just a trench coat. Ooh la la. Move ahead 3 spaces. So you go 1, 2, 3. So that was a very successful turn for the women. So then now their turn is over, and now they are going to draw the female card, and they're going to try and ask the male questions. And if they get 1, 2, they stop right there. And you continue moving on until you get both of your pawns across the board. The object of the game is to get your pawn all the way to the other side, put your other pawn on the board at that point, and then move that one all the way to the other side. Once you've gotten both your pawns to the other side, you're going to win the game. You can also play a short version where you only have 1 pawn going across. There is one more little unique thing about the game, is where you can capture someone's pawn. So for instance, say the male pawn was right here, the female pawn was right here, and the female answers a question correctly, and they stop right here. Now, if they miss their next question, they have the option to capture the male, which means they can then put that male back right at the beginning. It's really, it's an interesting little feature, but there is one catch to it. You can only do that on the first pawn. You can't do it on the second pawn. I guess that's because they don't want the male to not be able to play at all. But that is how you play Battle of the Sexes from Imagination. Alright, Battle of the Sexes from Imagination. What are my final thoughts? Let's go over the pros. Let's go over the cons. First, on the cons side, some of the wild cards are way too powerful. For instance, one of the games we played, we decided we were going to play a short version of the game, which means you only have to get your one pawn from one side to the other. The men drew their first, they answered their first 3 questions correctly, which was awesome, and then they drew a card. The card said, move your pawn all the way to the other side, which means we had won the game. The women got to answer no questions. The game was over. Call me crazy, but that's bad game design. I don't see the spot on the box that says 2 minutes to 12 minutes. That's it. But that's the only con I have on the game, which means it's a good game, right? No. It's just that vanilla of a game. I don't even know if you can really consider this a game, to be honest with you. On the pro side, I do like the artwork. The questions are pretty diverse, and some 60-year-old grandma will know some answers, and some 15-year-old kids will know some answers. So there's a nice little trivia aspect of it. But the game itself, I don't even know if we can really classify it as a game. There's just so little there. Sure, you can capture other people's pawns, which is kind of neat. But other than that, Battle of the Sexes is essentially just unflavored oatmeal. It's just mush. I cannot recommend this game to anyone. If you purchase this game, you'll probably get it out once or twice a year. Play it with people who aren't gamers who'll be like, "Oh, Battle of the Sexes, let's play that. I like the box. That lady's got a blow dryer and he's got a drill." And you'll be like, "Okay," and you'll have a little bit of fun, and then you'll put it away and never get it again until someone else tells you they want to play it. Battle of the Sexes from Imagination. Don't get this game unless you're just an avid collector. It's not a very good game. If you enjoyed this review, please be sure to subscribe to my channel. Thanks for your time, YouTube.
That was the review for Battle of the Sexes. For more reviews, check back at Bauer's Game Corner.